Right, we've just about finished our excavations here. We've dug 11 trenches, I think. They're all quite small test pits, but I think it might be worth just going over what we've been doing, what are our conclusions, all that kind of stuff at the moment, because we're looking at quite a big area here. The reason we're here in the first place is that we found there were two find spots where Iron Age or Romano-British finds had come up, suggesting there was something from that period going on here. So the next move really was to carry out a geophysical survey. So that's up on the website, so you can have a look at that, and which covered a big area. So it was much more than the area around the finds. We're looking over a hectare of survey, which allowed us to look at 3 big fields. So we're looking at 3 big fields. And I thought, from my interpretation of the geophysical survey, I could see several different features going on. Now, geophysics is funny stuff, because all it shows you is the shape of things underneath the ground. So if you've got something, a nice square thing, you can say, oh, that's definitely a person-made object or whatever. But here we've got lots of rounded features showing up on the geophysics. Difficult to know exactly what they mean, but I thought I could see Iron Age settlement, so that's rounded enclosures, possibly with round houses in the centre, which would fit with the finds types. So my conclusions were that we got 2 areas of settlement and another area where there was something going on that we didn't understand. So we've tested all these things now. So we've looked at 3 different fields. Field 1, which was the first trenches that went up on the videos and the blog, was my favourite place to find a Iron Age settlement, and I think that's what we've got there. There was a lot, as you will have seen, we were getting Iron Age or Romano-British finds from there, and I'm pretty sure that is an area of settlement. We can't say exactly what's going on there, but I'm 99% sure about that. The second area looks very similar on the surface. We're in a field here with like nice rounded banks here that seem to make a nice circular enclosure, but our test pits here have found less evidence of settlement. We haven't been finding things like shells and pottery here quite as much. There's been a few patches, but it doesn't look quite the same. Having said that, our very last trench here does appear to have a bit of a wall in it. We're still working on that, so there might be something going on here, but we don't know the date of that. Our third area, which is down in the bottom of the fields by a sort of historic well, it's very wet, and it looks like there's been quite a lot of things going on there, but it's difficult to date. But I think the conclusions that we can come to is that the topography has changed quite a lot due to the building of a road there and a field bank. So there was an area that's been buried where there was burning. There's definitely human activity there, but buried under about this much soil, which isn't just the plough soil. Something's been dumped there. But unfortunately, that one, which is probably the most intriguing area, is below the water table, and we just can't really investigate it. So all in all, we've got an idea of the landscape, probably what we're looking at in the Iron Age period. We're looking at something that's quite different. It's not a green field like this. We're actually seeing more rock on the surface. You can see the bedrock. In our first trench, we found Roman pottery dropped directly on the bedrock, showing that was actually exposed at the time. So it actually looked quite different, and yeah, we've got a reasonable idea of what's going on now, I think.